In this video, I want to go over how to do this final exam day 2 review without having a TI-83 calculator. So if you don't have a TI-83 calculator, all the commands I'm going to show you here today are on Desmos, D-E-S-M-O-S, and this is an online calculator that many of you may have experience with. This is not the GeoGebra that we use for confidence intervals and hypothesis testing that we've already used, but this is much easier than that for doing what we need to do today. So unfortunately, we got to kind of bounce back and forth between the two. So if you look at our first couple of problems, we're dealing with the mean and 5-number summary. Both of those I feel you could find fairly easily without a calculator, but I'll show you how to do those. The standard deviation and the sample variance, though, we cannot. So let's go here. What we're going to use is if you go down here and go to functions and go to statistics, you will see them here. So if I said mean, and then I just type my list in, 23, 24, 23, 28, 29, 21, and 23, you can see there is my mean, 24.42, which is the same thing we have back here. If I wanted to find my standard deviation, I could go down here, do the same thing. I don't want the standard deviation of the population. I want the standard deviation of the sample. I can take my same list, put it in there, and there is my standard deviation, 2.936. Once again, the same thing we got back here. You just have to square that to find the variance. Now let's talk about all of these up here. Now I think the min and the max we could kind of see, but we do have the quartiles right here. So if I click this, now I need a little bit different thing here. I'm going to have to put a bracket, my numbers, and a bracket, and then comma, what quartile I want. So there is the first quartile, 23. If I change that to a 2, that's the second quartile, which is a 23, which is also the median here. Remember, the median is the same as a quartile 2. And then if I want quartile 3, I can just go back and do quartile 3. So there is how we're able to find all of those 5-number summaries that you have to use to then make your box plot. If we have a permutation or a combination, remember permutation order matters, combination it doesn't. Once again, if we go down to these functions and go to statistics, right here is our NCR and our NPR. Let's do the NPR. This will be 13,3, and there is our answer. If I wanted to do NCR, that is right here. That was 10,3, and there is my answer of 120. So you see, fairly easily, we can do everything that we've done before on the TI-83, we can do on this calculator. Now, let's look at the linear regression. So here is our data list. I'm going to go over to Desmos and put it in. Now, here's where we have to do a few things different. We now need to go up here and go to a table. So I need to type these numbers into the table. So I'm just going to type the numbers from that table into here, and then my Y's are here. Now, if you notice at the top, it labels these as X1 and Y1. Okay. So now, if I go down here below and I want to find my equation, I am going to say Y1, and that's my list up there. And I need to come down here and I need to get this Greek squiggle right here, which is like approximately. And then I can say my A X1 plus B, my formula. What's my approximately? And now you can see down here, here is my R, negative 9463. 946. Here is my slope, or my A, negative 0.6. And here is my B, 43.326. And you can see I get those same pieces of information right here. Now, if I want to find the final thing, that's just regular on a calculator. And the last thing I want to talk about is this down here with given a probability distribution, find the mean of a probability distribution. Now, Desmos does not have a great way of doing this built in, but I want to refresh your memory on all that that is. To find the mean of a probability distribution, you just take our probabilities, and let me type in that probability distribution here so we can see it on the screen as we're doing it, so I can kind of explain how to get our answer here. So you do not need to do this on Desmos. You could do this on any simple calculator. But what you're going to do now is take the x times what the probability is, plus the x times what the probability is, plus the x times what the probability is. And if you just do that for each number, each row in the probability distribution, the x times the probability, here it says x2, y2, but the x times the probability over here on the right, you will see you get 1.1, which is the exact same thing we got over here as our mean from using the TI-83. And then expected value is the exact same kind of distribution. Now, quantitative and qualitative, there's nothing on the calculator there. Just make sure you understand what those mean. And statistics and parameter, once again, nothing on the calculator. Just make sure we know what those mean. So this shows how everything that we did here, doing it on the TI-83, we can easily do here on Desmos by just typing it in.